I'm Ken Herring, head football coach at Kingwood High School, Kingwood, Texas. Today we're going to introduce to you the Permian Sweep Series that's been a part of the offense for the last 30 years. We hope that you can use something that can make your offense better. And in the wing tee offense, a little bit about our alignment and how we call our people. On the offense, we call the flanker the F-back. You know, a lot of people call him the Z. We call this, our tight end, the A. We call this man the tight tackle. We call him the tight guard because we flop the line. Obviously the center, and this is a split guard for us and split tackle. And we, instead of calling this X, we call this man B, or split end. And then obviously quarterback, tailback, fullback. On defense, we call corners, and in our defense we call these corners, and we call this the free safety, and we call this the strong safety. We just gave him the name of Rover. That's why we have an R there. On the front, we call this, instead of calling this a defensive end, we call his technique out. Like if he's a 9, we call him a 9. If he's a 6, but we just talking, whenever we communicate as a staff, we say that this is a 9, tight-sided 9. That means he's going to go to the strength call, you know. And we call this man over here a split 9, and he's just a weak side defensive end. What we call our open side defensive end. And then the two techniques, obviously, that's the play, or defensive tackles. That's what they're playing. Sam is usually the strong side linebacker. That's what the S is. And Willie is the weak side linebacker, and Mike is the middle linebacker. The first play we'll cover is in the sweep series is the 18-pitch play. And the 18 pitch has kind of been the play that we've kind of hung our hat on over the years. And we've started running this play back in the early 1970s, and really not many changes have been made in how it's executed or anything. The first thing on the 18 pitch is that we're going to double team number 3. Double team number 3. The tight end is going to center up. He's going to center up and try to do the most of the blocking himself, and try to take, we tell him he's the guy that's got to do it. And the F-back is going to come right along beside him and put his head on the outside hip of this man, and they're going to try to drive this guy straight back. Try to drive this tight 9 or defensive end straight back like that. The tight tackle is going to step with a zone step to the outside, and he has to make a decision at that time whether this Sam backer is on the outside or he's trying to hide in there behind the tight 9, which a lot of people do. Whether to pull around, he has the option to pull around and pick this man up, or he has the option to zone through. If he zones through, then he must look for the stunt by the 9 technique coming down. If there's no 9 technique coming down, obviously he's going to zone up and take the Sam backer. Our tight guard is going to run us what we call a slip zone. We're going to punch the outside breastplate of the defensive tackle, and we're going to work up the field to cut off Mike. Mike should be pursuing to the ball right here. Center is going to reach. He's going to reach, and he's going to try to get into the crotch of the defensive tackle. He's going to try to zone him up, and if he is on some type of a pinch or coming to the inside, he should take this man right here. Our split guard is going to also zone, and our split tackle is also going to zone. Taking care of that. We have a little different philosophy with our outside people. Our split end is called B, and our B, we always block the corner, the man immediately on him. We found for years that we were trying to get downfield and block these people to break the runner free for a touchdown, and invariably this man right here was making the touchdown. So we felt like that we wanted our backs to center up on the or see the people that they're going to try to beat to make the score. Our backs, the blocking of our backs, is our fullback is going to what we call rhino block, or he's going to kick out block on the cornerback. His path right here is going to be at the outside foot of the tight end, which we call A. As he goes, he's going to go through the outside shoulder here. He's going to expect this cornerback here to crash down on him. And he's going to kick this man to the outside. He wants to get his face on the inside numbers of the defensive cornerback and drive his feet and drive him out of the hole, you might say. Our quarterback is going to reverse pivot and pitch a soft toss. He's going to make a soft toss to the tailback. A little coaching point for him is to take a little lateral step when he pivots where he can keep himself right along the line of scrimmage. And his rule is to block the strong safety. The tailback is going to go through the feet of the fullback, and he's going to run under control. He's going to run under control right here to the other halfback position and then turn up north and south. And that's basically what we do on the wing T pitch. There are some other coaching points I think you could make that are the problems that you see. I think those are the most important thing that you're going to see on trying to run the sweep is if you see a lot of cornerbacks trying to crash down to stop the play. And one thing that you can do is that you can have the flanker back to block solid on this play, and then there's really a better running hand. And then you have to change the assignment of the fullback to turn up the field and turn inside on Sam. Other than that, nothing else changes. Another option that you can have is to have the tight tackle pull. A tight tackle will pull, and he will kick the contain, and then have the fullback take his block on the Sam linebacker. Those are some things, some little wrinkles that we've always done to make the sweep a lot more effective. The pitch Permian pitch play, continuing the sweep series that we have with the Permian offense, and we're going to block the pitch play against a 50 look, a 5-2 look. The same rules apply for the tight end and the flanker. The tight end is going to, and flanker back are going to double team number 3. They'd like to try to drive number 3 straight back to seal off the linebackers if they could, just create a new line of scrimmage. We want, like I said before, the tight end he needs to do most of the work. He needs to do most of the work. A tight tackle is going to zone step. He's going to do the same thing the guard did against an even. He's going to slip block. He's going to punch the outside breastplate. Not reach wide on that tackle to get him to stretch or anything, but get on his outside number and then come off and reach for the Sam backer right there. Try to go at an angle to cut him off in pursuit. The tight guard is going to reach flat right here like a zone step and try to get into the crotch of the, try to tie him up in some way. You know, obviously if the tackle's coming down, then we want to reach his outside shoulder and turn up the field and seal off the defensive tackle. If tackle is widening or playing a wide 5 technique on the defensive tackle, then obviously he will not be able to slip block the thing. They'll both have to just zone step. The center is now going to do the same thing. He's going to reach block here on the nose. If the nose is slanting to the strong side, which we see a lot, then he will cut off the nose guard. If the nose is going weak, then the split guard should give him tail protection and pick up the nose. If the nose slants, and obviously the split guard needs to come on up and try to seal off Mike. The split tackle is going to zone step through here. Make sure the Mike backer doesn't run through the weak side and then turn back on the defensive tackle right here. The fullback is going to run it outside foot of the tight end, and he's going to rhino block just as he did before and kick out the rover. Be sure that he doesn't have an outside path. Make sure he's inside out on that rover. Quarterback is going to reverse pivot. Take a little step with his right foot, reverse pivot, stay close down the line, and he's going to go up on the strong safety, or the corner in the case of this pre-rotated secondary. The toss is obviously soft toss right out in front. Tailback is going to run under control, not full speed, but under control to the point where he gets to at the other halfback position, and he's going to turn his shoulders square up the field and run the daylight. And the B is going to block the backside corner. That's how we run the play against the 5-2 look. Okay, now the third defense we'll show running the pitch against is the 4-4 look. In some places, split. We call it the split look. As before, the tight end's going to double team number 3. Try to drive the man straight back. Try to get some movement on him. Tight tackle, the tight side tackle is going to zone. He's going to zone step out through and seal off the outside linebacker. If as in the case of this this defensive look right here, where this man is lined up in a 2 technique, then we're going to try to slip block it and work off just like we did before. If this man's at the wide 3, then more than likely we're going to zone it and let the center zone and snap back on the backside backer. But since we have a 2 technique, we're going to reach just as we did before, try to get into his crotch, try to get some type of movement. We're going to zone step with the backside tackle and guard. Try to zone off, make sure there's no penetration by these 2 people trying to run through. Again, this is a problem we see quite often in our offense against a 4-4 look. Is the backside linebacker will try to time it out on the sweep and run through that lane right there. So it's real important that the guard does not just get locked in thinking he's got to block the 2 technique, but block a zone there. Quarterback going to reverse pivot and pitch the ball to the tailback. Try to pitch a soft toss out in front. And he's going to lead up on the outside cornerback. Hug the line of scrimmage, he becomes a blocker. Fullback also going right again at the outside foot of the tight end. Going to go inside out and kick out the strong safety. Tailback is going to go under control to the other halfback position, get himself squared up in the hole, run the daylight. As before, we tell our split end to block the backside corner. That's how we run our play against a split look. Our next play off the sweep series is what we call our wide play. We call this the wide play because of the crashing corners. When we're running the sweep, the way people try to stop the sweep is to crash the corner down, try to meet the fullback somewhere down in over the tight end tackle area. So we came up with this play to stretch the defense. A lot of people call it stretch and one-back offenses and that type of things. We call it the wide play. Now, how this play starts is we're going to arc the flanker back rather, on the corner and try to reach his outside leg. Since he is coming from the inside out in our division, we can chop the man. So we tell him to go flat down the line here and an arc toward that outside corner right there and chop the legs out. We try to get the upfield knee, try to roll that up. Roll our shoulder and try to roll him on the ground. We tell our tight end to reach. We want him to reach, lock up right here, and seal that defensive end off. We tell our tackles, we want our tackle to do what we call a full zone. We want them to reach to the next man's head up to the next man outside on defense. So that, for example, this tackle here, he would reach past this end right here and seal up this sound backer right here. The tight guard, he would pull and seal, make sure there's no run through from that tackle, and then seal to the backside. Same for the center. Reach, full zone right here. Okay, seal off, cut off any type of penetration. What we do on this is to next, we want the quarterback to reverse and pitch the ball to the tailback about right over the inside foot of the tackle here. Reverse pivot, pitch the ball, lead this man on the inside foot of the tailback. Tailback, we tell the tailback not to drop, step, or anything. I mean, he's in a dead sprint to that sideline. We want him to stretch that defense, try to get outside whenever he sees that they've got him surrounded or over-pursued the play, then he can cut back against the grain. Until then, he keeps stretching all the way to the sideline, trying to run. Then looks for the running lanes if they have over-pursued. I'd like to get that ball out over here. The key right here is for the fullback. We must line the fullback up behind the tackle or in an offset eye, or we like not to give it away and make the defense think real quick. We pick this fullback up in quick motion right here, and then he runs an arc reading that flanker back's block. He's going to read that flanker back's block, and then if this flanker back misses his block, then his first assignment is to seal this man off. If the flanker back gets his block, then he's going to work up to the strong safety, who should be coming running up, or if, in the case of some defenses, if the sound backer's a good reactor and we didn't do a good job with the tight tackle of sealing him off, he'll pick that man up. We tell the quarterback, as we said before, to pitch the ball to the inside, lead that man on the inside of the tackle, and then seal. He just seals up and picks up any kind of trash running through, you may say. Tell the split end to block the backside corner as always on any of our plays going away from him. Feel like he has a better chance to block that man. This is a good companion play whenever we're getting a lot of crash downs by this corner. The defense is really set up to stop this play. We're getting a lot of penetration right here with this tight nine. We feel like that we can get outside it and make the defense have to play more than just the sweep. This is how we block the wide play versus a 4-3 look. We'll be blocking the wide play versus a 5-2 look. Against the 5-2 look, the same for the flanker back. He's going to go on his arc path on the force man to the outside, try to roll up his outside thigh. Try to, make sure he gets flat, be sure he doesn't go right at the man, but be sure he runs an arc path. Try to roll up that outside thigh on that force man. Tight end is going to lock up. Make sure he cuts off penetration. We'd really like to seal this man up real quick to the outside. He has to take a wide step, make sure that he seals that man to the inside. The thing you want to be leery of is be sure that you don't let this man, that you aim so wide that you let the man come off inside and we don't have a play. As before, from tackle to tackle, we want the tackle to tackle people to take a full zone step. In this case right here, this tight tackle is probably our worst athlete in our offense, so we want this man to go around the tight end to try to pick up that Sam backer, who should be the man pursuing to the outside. We tell the tight guard to reach to the next man, head up to him, so he's going to have to reach hard. Obviously, splits are real important in this, being sure that we don't get ourselves over-split to try to run this play. Full zone to the next man. Make sure there's no run-through. Give hip protection. Full zone. Block the backside corner. Now we're going to pick the fullback up in quick motion, and he's going to arc also and read. He's going to read the flanker back's block. If flanker back gets the block, then he's going to proceed on and block the outside force man or bounce man in the bounce position in the secondary. Tailback's going to get on his horse. He's going to run hard to the outside. He's going to try to stretch the defense. If he can, he'll outrun him to the outside, which happens sometimes. If not, then the defense is over pursued, and he's just going to cut back into the running lanes. Quarterback going to reverse pivot and get the ball over the inside foot of the tackle and seal off. Reverse pivot, get the ball tossed out in front, stretch the defense. This is how we run the play versus a 52. A wide play versus a 4-4 look. Same as before. Our flanker back's going to run an arc path to the force man to the outside. Tight end's going to hook the defensive end. Make sure he cuts off any kind of penetration. Be sure he's locked up on that man. Make sure he can't escape to the inside. The tight tackle, we're going to full zone. He has the option here to pull. He has the option to pull around the end against this defense or take a flat zone step and seal off the outside linebacker. These people here are taking full zone. Anything that runs through, they're going to try to take care of. From one head up to the next man. Block the backside corner. Pick up the fullback in quick motion over the inside foot of the tackle. He's going to run an arc path and read the flanker back's block. If the flanker back misses the block, then he's going to come off right now and pick that force man up, or we don't have a play. If he blocks the man, and then we're going to continue on and block the bounce man from the secondary. Tailback is going to go in a dead sprint to the sideline and must stretch the defense. Get outside, and you see the team over pursuing, then he can cut back against the grain. Quarterback's going to reverse pivot, pitch the ball about right over the inside to get the ball to the tailback about right over the inside foot of the tackle, and then he's going to seal off to the inside. This is how we run our wide play, part of the sweep series against a 4-4 look. The next play that we'll run on the Permian sweep series is the belly play, the fullback belly. The fullback belly has been a good companion play for the sweeps, the pitch, is because it looks almost the same from the defensive side. On the belly play, starting with the flanker back, we always tell the flanker back to block out on the corner. Keep outside, keep everybody in front for the running back. On 36, usually we run the G block, and of course on the G block we're going to seal off the inside linebacker with a tight end. The tight tackle's going to come down. He's going to aim high on the defensive tackle to cut off any type of movement across the top by the defensive tackle. The tight guard is going to pull, and he's going to kick out, get his feet inside, get on the inside number of the defensive tackle, and try to kick him to the outside, drive his feet up out of the hole. For the tight tackle to go high on this man, it's real imperative that the center reach flat to make sure that we're not having a pinch stunt by the defensive tackle. So if the defensive tackle does pinch, then he's going to collide with the center, and we're going to stop penetration on this play. After he does that, then if he does it properly, then he's going to be in the right path to cut off the middle linebacker, seal off the middle linebacker. Backside guard, we're going to zone, make sure we cut off any type of stun or anything like this right here on the backside. The split tackle is going to zone step, make sure he seals off anything from the backside on this play. Split end, like before, he's going to block the backside corner. Our steps we feel like are real important with the fullback. We want him to lateral step and cross over, and then on his third step he should get square on the inside shoulder of the tight tackle. So his path is outside crossover and square himself up, and then knowing it's the G, he can lean a little bit more outside. And the reason why we have him do this path is because we don't always G block every defense. We have the option to run just a zone or a base block and run the G play. We tell our quarterback we want him to reverse out, get his shoulder square with a sideline, and get the ball deep to the fullback. Get the ball deep to the fullback. And come on out right off his butt, set up right here, fake the option. Tailback's going to come into a pitch position, faking the belly option. That's how we run the play versus a 4-3 defense. Our next defense we'll run against is the 52 look. We'll run our belly play. Obviously you can run the G play against the 5-2 look, but we feel like the G is not as good against the 50 look. If this tackle does a good job, he can keep the tackle off the linebacker, and so we opt most of the time to block this play base against a 5-2 look. And obviously base here is that we're going to get to the inside breastplate right here and drive this man straight back. Our flanker back obviously is going to block the corner. I mean the rover in this situation right here. Keep that cornerback from falling back in on the play. We take a read step against a 50 look with our tight side tackle. We step with the outside foot, and we try to center this man up and read. What we do by taking a step with the outside foot was a kind of a brace step, and we read block this defensive tackle. If this defensive tackle is if he's in a pinch mode, then we're going to let the guard zone step and pick this man up. If this tackle is forcing us, or he's playing us hard from the outside in a power technique, then we're going to lock on and try to drive the man straight back. If the defensive tackle is playing on the outside, then obviously the tight guard will come on up and block here. Center is going to zone step, take the nose. If there is some type of stunt, then he's going to take a full zone step and block the backside backer. The split guard's also going to take a zone. Split tackle's going to zone. Got to make sure that there's no fire or anything coming from either side. Split end is going to block the backside corner. Fullback again is going to belly step. He's going to take a step with his outside foot, cross over, and get square in the hole, and then run to daylight. And we tell him to get his heels at 5 yards on this play, so he can read the defensive front on this. If it could be a cut back all the way back on this right here. So we tell him it's not necessarily right straight ahead. It could be outside, be straight ahead, and a cut back. So it's important that he get a good belly step, lateral step, crossover, get the ball quarterback, get the ball deep, reverse out, get the ball deep to him, make the handoff deep in the backfield, and then come down and fake the pitch to the tailback coming around on the option. This is how we run our play, our belly play versus a 5-2 look. The belly play versus a 4-4 look or a split look is a good football play for us. It's because we feel like we can get off down inside with the tight nine having to play a head up with the tight end because of the wing. We feel like the tight end can get off down inside on the Sam backer, seal him off, make him run over the top, make sure you're flat enough, don't let him escape underneath. Flanker back's going to block out on the 8 technique. Tight end, the tight tackle rather, is going to come down. He's going to block high also, again, like we talked to him on the 4-3 look. Make sure he cuts off the man from the top. We tell our center to be sure you come flat, to be sure there's no penetration by that 2. And if you do come in flat enough, then you're going to be at the proper angle to snap back on the backside linebacker. He should snap back on Mike right there. Tight guard is going to pull, and he's going to get up inside, run his feet up out of the hole, get on the inside number, hug butts, as we say, and seal the tight 9 to the outside. Split guard is going to zone step, make sure there's no penetration by that Mike. Don't get locked in on that 2, but be sure you look through and make sure Mike doesn't run through the backside, kind of stopping any kind of a fire stunt that might take place. The split tackle is going to zone step. Split end, going to block backside corner. As before, we want the fullback to belly and come through the inside foot of the tackle and be ready to run to daylight. Get quarterback, reverse out, get the ball deep where the fullback can run to daylight. Come out and fake the option. Tailback coming around. We actually break down and look this pitch in, try to hold some of the secondary. That's how we run the play versus a full 4 look or a split look. The next play off the sweep series is the counter play. The counter play is where we bring our F back through to the split side gap, and I think our play is pretty unique is because of our way we block it. It's pretty unique. On the counter play, the blocking starts like this. The tight end is going to pull. He's going to pull, and he's going to pull around against a 4-3 look. He's going to pull around and read the split side guard. For example, if the split guard blocks this man inside, which he should to cut off any kind of penetration, he's going to come up on the weak side linebacker and block him. Example, if this guard or this 2 technique widens to the outside and the guard has to take him to the outside, then he would obviously cut up to the inside to take the weak side linebacker. The tight tackle is going to check the gut stunt. This is something that could hurt the play. He's going to check if this man's on a gut stunt down inside, and he's going to block him. If he's just playing normal read technique, then he's going to work up to the Sam linebacker, who should take a step up outside. We tell these two to work in combination, the center and the tight guard. We want this man to get his head to the outside number and seal this man off. We want the center to step and play side 1 gap for a couple of reasons: to make sure there's no penetration by this defensive tackle, and next is to make sure we give the Mike the picture that we're zoning that way, to get him to step out of the hole. And we will work up in combination and seal off Mike. Mike should start his pursuit of the football that way. Like I said, our split guard, he's going to make sure he cuts off penetration, and if he has a 2 technique in this situation, he's got to block aggressively. He doesn't have the opportunity to sit back and wait. He must go get the man right now, especially if he's in a real tight inside 2 technique. He's got to get after the man aggressively, cut off penetration. The split tackle is going to do what we say is a 2-step show pass gate. He's going to gate back down inside 2 steps, make this man loop to the outside right here and fan him out to the outside. Our B is going to block the backside corner. Our next important block on this is our fullback. Our fullback is going to block the tight side end. He's going to go inside out and block this man like this. Get his face on the inside, go a little bit tighter. Make sure he seals off this man from trying to chase the play down from the inside. Anticipate him reading this end, because people work on that when they play us, and they'll get him to follow this man down inside. Our quarterback is going to reverse pivot here like he's running the sweep, and then hand the ball on the inside handoff, about right over the inside foot of the tackle right here. Our flanker back, obviously we have our flanker back's feet with the outside foot up and the inside hand down, so whenever he starts his pivot back, he comes back and runs an arc. He runs an arc through to the backside hole. He needs to stay right on the hip of that tight end as he comes through. Our quarterback reverses out, as we said, and gives the ball. And after he makes the handoff, then he wants to continue on outside. The tailback is going to throw his hands up like he's running the pitch and run to the tight side. That's how we run our counter play, showing the sweep action back to the split side. When we run our counterplay against the 50 look, there's a lot of similarities in how we run this play against the 50 look, and it's real important for the tight end to know what type of front we're in. It's important because he's got the key block on this, so he needs to know a 50 look. He's reading the center's block instead of the split guard's block. As he pulls out, he's going to go tight along the line of scrimmage. He's not going to really belly back, but he has to be ready to give ground in case someone gets some penetration and pick up the backside linebacker. We tell him that his rule is to pick up the backside linebacker. We'd also tell him if there's any penetration, take it, and we'll try to get as many yards as we can. As he pulls along here, he's reading the center's block, which could be, the nose could be slanting strong, and he's going to give ground around to pick up the willy linebacker, or weak side linebacker. If he's slanting weak, then he may pull up as close inside right here to pick the backside linebacker. We tell the tight tackle to step off with his inside foot to make sure there's no penetration here. This could hurt the play. He'd probably be the most dangerous man to hurt the play. So we tell him to make sure you seal off to the inside on this. Tight guard, we feel like the most important thing for him is to make sure that we don't get penetration here, so we tell him to step with his inside foot, checking that nose guard coming strong, and if he does, give that center help to cut off any kind of penetration, and then work up late to the near linebacker. Now on the split side, we tell both these guys, both the split tackle and the split guard, to gate back, give us a two-step gate, a gate back, and then go get their man. Make these two people think that we're running pass on the backside. Go get this man, seal him to the outside. Quarterback's going to reverse out and give it to an inside handoff. Tell the flanker back's going to belly back. He's got his outside foot up. He's going to belly back and run an arc in, reading the center's block on this. The center, he is the key man for him to read, and then he will follow his fullback, his tight end rather, up into the hole. Fullback is going to go right off the hip of that tight tackle and seal off this tight side 9. Tailback's going to fake we're in the eye this time. The tailback's going to still throw his hands up, fake the pitch. Okay. Split end's going to block the backside corner. And that's how we run the play versus a 5-2 look. Against the 4-4 look, our counterplay is going to have some other options to it. Our tight end obviously still going to pull. Now he's got a backside 2 or a 3. Most people we play in the 4-4 look, this man's in a 3, which is real inviting for the split guard to turn his man to the outside right there. You know, if we're playing a 2 like is in this example here, then he's got to make sure it's a little tougher. He's got to make sure he cuts off penetration. The tight end's going to pull and read the split guard's block against a 4-4 look. If he's got him turned to the outside, he's going to turn up on the backside linebacker. The tight end doesn't have a thread here, so he's going to make sure he cuts off this man from penetrating right here. We tell the fullback, we kind of got a double team here. We tell the fullback to make sure he seals off that near side tight 9. Tight guard, he's going to make sure he cuts off penetration here, which could hurt the play. He knows he's got inside protection here with a center, so he's going to step to the outside and make sure he's got help here. The center's going to work up to the sound backer. Same as before, we're going to belly. Reading that split guard, if he knows it's an outside rush by that 3, it makes it a lot easier for him. If he's in a 3 technique, if it's in a 2, he knows he's going to have to give a little more ground and get around. We'd like for him to be coming downhill when he runs this play, downhill, and a real good coaching point obviously is to get his eyes at the hole, not looking at the quarterback. Quarterback's going to reverse out, get the ball to him deep, hand it off about on the inside foot of the tackle, and he's going to come on outside faking the sweep. We have the option here to tell the tailback against a 4-4 look or a 44 look or a split look to read the backside linebacker. If that backside linebacker is up on the line fixing to fire, then we'll tell him to block him just immediately. If he's backed off, like he is in this situation, he'll go ahead and fake the sweep. Tell the B to block the backside corner. Split tackle is going to do the same thing before. He's going to 2-step gate, make this man, defensive end, rush from the outside and turn him to the outside. That's how we run our counter play versus a 4-4 look. Our companion play off of our sweep play is our belly pass. Our belly pass has been a vital part of our offense for years, and our secondaries keep moving up closer and closer to try to stop the power sweep, and this is a way we've had to counter that. The belly pass starts off with the tight end coming down inside right here and releasing to the flat 5 yards deep. Our tight tackle is going to come down, and he's going to take like a 1-step, and then he needs to realize now he's got to cut off any kind of outside rush by the defensive tackle. Make sure he seals that man off. Now he's got to cut off any kind of outside rush by the defensive tackle. Make sure he seals that man off. The center has got to reach flat to make sure that this man's not trying to pinch down inside. They kind of work together and make sure that they pick up Mike X. Our tight guard is going to pull, and he's going to seal the tight 9. He should, like I said before, he should step down inside to seal that, if he's playing the defense properly, he should step down inside and help us seal the outside leg of that defensive end. Our split tackle is he's going to step down inside and zip down inside 1 step and then gate. Same thing for the split tackle, do the same thing. And then also the center will eventually, if he doesn't get any fast or penetration by the 2 or the Mike or need to help this defensive tackle, then he will also turn back. We'll have like a little fan on the back side there. Our fullback's going to belly just like he does on the belly play, outside foot, crossover, and get square in the hole right here, and then he's going to check for Sam Backer. Help out right there. If we got a good defensive lineman and we'll designate him to help either inside or outside if that's the case. But be sure you makes the fake first, checks the Sam Backer. That's his first responsibility. We tell our tailback he's got to get on his horse and he's got to get around. We tell him also to just cheat down a little bit. And sometimes we'll run this play from the eye where it's easier for him to get to the outside of that defensive end. He's going to get on his horse. He's going to get around, seal off that defensive end, help keep penetration out of the quarterback's face. Now the quarterback's going to reverse out, get the ball, get a good fake, get his shoulders parallel with the sideline and ride that fullback. It's very important that he ride that fullback. Okay, and then he should have his eyes up. Don't look at the fullback. Get his eyes up looking at the secondary, because that's going to determine when he's going to make the throw. Like I said, a route or tight end is going to come down inside and 5-yard flat. Our flanker back is going to come down at 10 yards, and then he's going to go to the flag. He also has an option on running the flag route. If the safety has gotten over the top where he can't come open, and then at 16 yards he can come back out on the route. Our split end, he needs to cut his split down. He's usually 7 to 9 yards. We tell him to cut his split down a little bit. Don't make it obvious on plays going away or any time other than that. Make sure don't give it away that if we're going to run that play, but he needs to cut his split down, and then he's going to drag 7 to 9 yards deep. 7 to 9 right there. We got him in the flat 5. We got this man running the flag or come back out at 16. And as the quarterback makes his fake, he's going to get his eyes up, and then he's going to read the strong safety. The strong safety comes running up to stop the sweep, which is what it looks like from the other side. Then we're going to step and throw the ball right now for the touchdown. If he's got his eyes up and the rover has done what he's supposed to do and playing to the outside, and we're going to come on out, belly on out, get our hips coming downhill, and we're going to read it 1, 2, 3, and run. This is our belly play against the 4-3. As I said before, we'll run this play sometimes out of an eye look to get our tailback over where he can help with the guard's block. Coming down the line here, we're going to have our tight end. He'll step down inside, which will set up the block for the tight guard, and he'll release 5 yards to the flat. Our tight tackle, he will take a lateral step and make sure he keeps that defensive tackle to the inside on the line of scrimmage as much as possible. Pass block. Tight guard's going to pull, and he's going to log the outside leg of that defensive end. Center now, he's going to zip step lateral, make sure there's not any penetration, and then he's going to form a little cup on the back side. Zip step, fan. Zip step, fan. Back side. To set a little wall, a little perimeter right there for the defense. Fullback now is going to belly. He's going to come up on the inside foot and make sure he checks the Sam backer. Seal that off. The tailback is going to come to the outside hip of the guard and seal that defensive end right up on the line of scrimmage. Not deep, like ours want a lot of times to stop right here, short of the line of scrimmage. They need to get right on up to the line of scrimmage and seal this defensive man off. Get everyone out of that quarterback's face. Quarterback's going to reverse out, get a good ride. Real important that he get a good ride, and then check the secondary. Check the secondary. In this case right here, he's going to check that outside third man, which is a corner. If the corner's taking the bait and bid on the play action fake or the run fake, then we're going to throw the ball now. Right now. We're going to set our feet and throw the football right now for the touchdown. If not, then he's going to come on out, coming downhill, reading it the same way. He's reading it 1, 2, split ends, dragging 7 to 9 yards deep, 3, and his last option is to run the football. This is how we run our belly pass versus a 5-2 look. Our belly pass against the 4-4 look. Our tight end is going to come down inside, release to the flat, 5 yards deep. Tied tackle is going to lock down the inside, check and cut off, make sure you cut off any kind of penetration by the 2 technique. Try to keep that defensive tackle on the line. Our tight guard is going to pull and try to hook the chop. We actually tell him to chop that outside leg because we know the tailback is going to come around and seal off the outside hip. Center is going to take a little zip step right here and make sure there's no penetration by the SAM or X stun or anything like that by these 2. They work in combination to pick those 2 men up. Split guard is going to zip step down inside and then fan back. Zip step down inside, fan back. Make sure that there's not any penetration by these 2. That's the quickest 2 threats. Fullback's going to belly. He's going to seal the outside. In case there's an X to the outside by that linebacker, he'll pick up on the outside. Quarterback going to reverse out, get the ball, make a deep fake, and ride that fullback. Tailback's going to get in a hurry, get around and seal off that defensive end. Split end's going to drag 7 to 9 yards deep. Flanker back's going to run a flag, and it's a read flag. As before, at 16 yards, he's got the option to come back out if the corner has read properly. As the quarterback reads, makes the belly fake, he reads that corner, the man in the outside third. If he's taking the bait, he'll throw the ball now. If not, he'll come on outside, read it 1, 2, 3, run. That's how we run our belly pass against the 4-4 look. This concludes the Permian offense. I hope that each of you can take some of the things that you've learned from this tape and use them in your offense. I hope all of you have a successful season. Good luck.